Hey guys, kinggath here, and welcome to episode 15 of my Children of Adam Fallout 4 Sim Settlements Forever Let's Play. And you may be wondering why we're standing outside of Good Neighbor with my XP bar just filling up over and over again. And that's because last week's episode ended in a bit of a catastrophe. I found out that my save file was pretty well borked. And when I started researching into it, I discovered a new, what appears to be engine level bug in Fallout 4, where a save file can lose a whole bunch of data out of nowhere. Started looking back at my save files, and around episode 4, my save file lost about half its data, which means the save file is basically corrupt from the perspective of a few mods, and that included some settlements. And so all of those pre-builds we had done were all trashed. So what I've decided to do is I'm rolling back to the episode 3, which fortunately is not that much of a loss of progress outside of Far Harbor. Because if you look at our map, you can see that the whole tour we did to get ourselves down to Good Neighbor, and Good Neighbor is what gave us our lead to get up to Far Harbor. Largely what we lost was the Far Harbor section, which is not a big deal because it's going to be a long time in this play session before I'm interested in going back to Far Harbor anyway. So what I'm going to do is I went ahead and cheat leveled up back to where I was. I repicked all the same perks. And I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to grab McCready, and then I'm going to go do Adam's Glory startup once again. And then I'll meet you guys back at Red Rocket, and we'll just pretend nothing happened for now. What I think we can do as far as because obviously the biggest loss here is all of my equipment. And then I can off-camera go through and play Far Harbor again to get all that stuff caught back up story-wise and make sure I have all those perks and everything. But as far as equipment, the way I look at it, we'll just say, you know, when I was passed out drunk on Adam's Glow during that little quest sequence that we did last week, somebody robbed me. Simple as that. And we just happened to pick up some old gear, and we'll just go with that as our RPing for this. And maybe it'll turn out it was a sleeper agent from Tectus, and maybe we'll blame him for it all later on. But for now, I'm gonna fast forward you guys back to Red Rocket, and we'll pick this thing back up. We'll get our army built proper, and we'll start taking over the Commonwealth in the name of Adam.
$250 caps up front. And there's no room for bargaining.
There's always room for bargaining,
What do you
McCready.
say?
Everything's negotiable. Would you take 200?
You drive a hard bargain. But you just bought yourself an extra gun. All right, boss. Let's get out of here.
She's just a dirty synth. Kill it.
See? See, the mainlander gets it. First
Oh, McCready
things
was in on
first.
that? Okay.
Okay then, let's stick together.
All right. So we got another, yeah, scary way transferred from dog. Even better reason to keep him around. Ooh. Okay, what do I gotta do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Nice. And we're back in Red Rocket. All right, so I did a few things off camera. We got McCready. I went through and did a little bit of Jammer's Quest line to get the Executioner perk and everything that entailed. I ended up randomly picking up a few pieces of equipment, and I went and created a layout for the settlement work we did at the previous episode so that I can just get that. Oops. Did the wrong thing there. I need to hit the manage workshop. But we're going to use the workshop framework layout system to just import that right into the save. So I need to, because I think on this character I had it disabled just because I was using this save for testing at some point. Let's see. Or maybe it's disabled by default. I don't remember. Let's see here. Nope, manage workbench is on. All right. And that's not coming up. So I must have a competing mod going on here. All right. Well, we'll just do it we'll do it this way. I'll come in here. Workshop framework, tools, and manage settlement. There we go. Settlement menu, build layouts, and I don't know why that's coming up there. Maybe I must have forgot to name the layout. Okay. Use this layout and build it, but we'll skip any scrapping. I don't think I took a scrap profile, but there we go. And we've got our work back. Should pop up and say it's finished in a moment here. There's those flags I built to test because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the flag system. And I think I barely scrapped anything anyway. So I think I had a bed I put in the other room. Plus this thing is blocking that's fine. Those can clip through. I don't mind that. Let's see. Yep. Get this off here. Get off of my bed. All right. And then let's go check the roof and see how everything looks up there. And we got our little bunk set up. Cool. Okay. So then we are ready to go here. Is this thing on and all wired up correctly? It is. Okay. So then all I have to do now is donate some resources over to our thing. And actually, let me test and see if the flag's fixed. So I'm actually running an alpha build of sim settlements right now. And it should resolve a few speed issues with the flag system. So this should work fairly well. Fingers crossed here. Let's see. Adam's Glory is showing up correctly. That was one of the problems that I was having. And let's see if that updates. It's going to make a liar out of me on this alpha build. Nope, there it goes. It's just not updating on the desk itself. So that might be... Nope, there it goes. Okay, it just took a moment. But it is updating now, so that's awesome. The flags are up and running, so we're correctly flying the colors. And then let's go to manage recruitment. Oop, did I not... Oh, I never converted this over to a outpost yet because we did the layout. So let's... Nope, and here we go. So we're going to try as liberators. Let's claim for faction. Yes, convert to outpost. Manage recruitment. Let's see here. Yeah, of course I'm missing things. I just started. Okay, let's donate some caps. I went ahead and cheated in some caps just to get us back up and running again for the... Because I had about 9,000 on my character before all that happened. So I need to get those back and running because I'm mostly going to use those for donations. Although I do have... I'm sure I have enough fusion cells and what have you that I can donate those as well. But I know a lot of the resources that I was going to be using for donation were lost in all this. And it looks like we also got some vanilla settlers because I built the beacon before I captured it as an outpost, and that's fine. So we'll deal with the civilian problem. That's actually a good thing because I can show you guys some of the mechanics and how that works. So you can see right away we're at -10 rations. So part of this is likely that this did not get considered my main base, and that might just be one of those things that fixes itself as soon as I enter and exit workshop mode. But let's check and make sure this gets made our main base if it isn't already, because we should get by default 50 resources for each type. For this being our main base, but let's make sure that that actually happens. Pop in, and I might save and exit the game and then pop back in and see if that changes it, because this is actually the main base actor. There it goes. I say the main base actor. I've never noticed it ever screwing up before, but apparently I need to pop in workshop mode once for it to work, so that's good to know. Okay, so now you can see we're down. We have +40 instead of the normal +50, which means the first time that we sleep here, because we have plenty of beds, we're going to get 4 recruits instead of 5 because we got this settler. So the way we can get around that, let's see if we can transfer. Can we move you anywhere? No, we can't, because now you're part of this settlement. That's okay. We're going to solve this. Everybody, just close your eyes. You didn't see this. Okay, so now we'll get those resources back, and we can go to sleep, and we'll get our troops on. And the reason that I want that is because with 5 people, I can immediately start raiding. Don't judge me. Okay, here we go. So we've got ourselves our first handful of Adam's followers. I believe they're called neophytes. And that reminds me, I want to take one of them with me in my little Doom squad here. We're gonna get ourselves some squad management action going, so I can show you guys how those mechanics work too. But we're gonna start by I'm gonna show you guys how much easier balancing out your outposts is in this patch. So as I mentioned, I'm running an alpha build of some settlements, and a lot of the time that I spent this week, I was focused on 2 things in this last week, or in this last patch cycle. So one was speeding up a lot of the code in some settlements, and more importantly was fixing some issues that were apparently there in Conqueror that I couldn't quite identify, and I spent a lot of time digging through trying to find them. And I found a pretty big one, and it explained why a lot of people were struggling so much with the soldier needs, and that's because the worker class was not working as it was supposed to. So you're going to see when I show you how I balance this, how much better it works, or how much easier it is, rather, to balance things out when those needs are functioning correctly. So we're going to get that set up. But the other thing I was working on was a new mod, which you guys are going to hear about tomorrow, that monitors for the save file problem that I ran into with this save file, because that was brutal. Like, what a loss of... It's going to cost me a lot of hours to go back through and redo all of Far Harbor, so I'm really bummed about that, although it was pretty fun to go do that again. So I'll hope maybe score some new legendaries when I go do that at some point. I doubt I'll do it this episode, but first, we need to scrap this. Get out of here, Better Cooking Stations. You are on my no more list for mod. You're getting removed from my mod list for next character. I'm not a fan of that, changing those into food producing items. Okay, so let's go ahead and start building up some plots. So basically, the way workers are set up is by default they do not require equipment. You can see I have +10 equipment right now because one of my people got converted to a worker immediately when they were auto assigned to that cooking station, and so they don't require equipment. So right there, by normal standards, a warrior requires 30 resources, 10 of each type: the wages, the rations, and the equipment. The workers instead have they only require 20 total resources, just wages and rations. So immediately they are easier to fulfill the needs for. But the next thing is that when they're assigned to a plot, they produce an extra 10 resources, which means that they net 0 on a level 1 plot. So this is where one of the things that was broken, that +10 bonus, was not working prior to this patch, and this is why I think so many people struggled with the balance. It's actually really easy to balance this out. In fact, I think some of my testing team who loved the balance of it prior to this are going to be bummed that it's now substantially easier. So that's going to be fun to hear. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how easy this is to balance out. But basically, we're going to start by building ourselves a couple of agricultural plots, and hey, look at that, we got some fertilizer, as it were, and we're going to get a couple of those going, and we're going to get a couple of commercial plots going. And I'm actually going to, because I don't want to fill this place with residential, I'm going to show you guys an option if you're not familiar with this. Any of you old Hands of Silence players know about this, but I'm going to show it for everybody else. If you go under immersion for commercial requirement and change it to population, the default commercial requirement is that you have 5 homes before commercial will start building. And the idea is you need customers before commercial will start popping up. But with and it's actually, it probably counts beds now in the code. It's been so long I can't even remember. But just in case, the population guarantees it doesn't matter if the people have somewhere to sleep or not. They will count as customers. So we're just snapping stuff in for now. I know I'm generally against this. I generally don't like snapping stuff in, but I'm really just want to get this up and running so that we can start recruiting some more people, because 5 is just not enough. We need more bodies here. So I'm just showing you guys as quickly as you can how to immediately get more people. So the best thing to do to start is to just go ahead and slap down 2 commercial and 2 agricultural plots. And then normally we'd wait for auto assignment, but one of the other changes that came with this patch is that I made auto assignment a little less responsive, mostly because it was causing a lot of script problems for a lot of people. And I noticed that the best way to handle that is to just make it happen every 24 hours instead of every time you build something, and that just makes it so it's a little less snappy, and it's not going to respond as much if you're manually building, but it will work a lot better for most people's save games. They aren't going to have issues, and so manual assignment is going to work there. Now, anybody who wants the instant assignment, auto assignment, you can always use the town meeting gavel to force it to happen on demand if you don't want to sleep 24 hours. I don't want to sleep 24 hours because I don't want to trigger another assignment wave yet. I would like to do that after I get the my resources all sorted out there, so you can see that how easily we can get another 5 troops the next day. So then you are going to come over here and be a farmer. And I'm definitely going to have to build myself an Architect's T-Square, because I need to be able to randomize those buildings. Let's see. Yep, you're not doing anything. And then, so this is what's going to net happen here is when these guys are all finished building. You're going to see, first of all, so now they've all been converted to workers. So now we are at +40 on our equipment, because none of them required any equipment. Now, the various caps and wages, why it's doing those little increment numbers, I don't know. That's probably just some sort of calculation error or something. Once those get to either each of those buildings finishes getting up to level 1, we should be at plus 20 on each of them, because we are generating, we should be on plus 40 on each of them, because basically each of those people should be, no, I'm right. It should be, let me do the math here. So the math on here is always escaping me. So basically this person will be using 10 rations, but they will be generating 20, so they should net plus 10. Yeah, so then after these guys are done, we should have plus 20 rations and plus 20 wages if everything is working correctly and I don't have yet another bug. But the nice thing about this is I always record these on the weekend, and then if I find any bugs, I can get them squashed before the patch. So like this coming week is a patch week, so if I find any bugs while playing this, I'll be able to get those straightened out for the patch. So that'll give us plus 20, which means that we'll have plus 20 on each in theory, and then that'll allow us to recruit 2 additional people. So we're going to go ahead and continue to we're going to focus on agricultural and commercial, because we won't be using any equipment from our workers, so we don't need to add more industrial to get more equipment yet until we're ready to start converting some of them over to warriors. But at start, we're only going to need 5 warriors in order to take people onto our first raid, because the first attack we do, especially if we can find a settlement that's not super populated, like I know Abernathy is pretty brutal, because I poked around my head in that in one of the early episodes, where we saw that it's pretty heavily fortified. It's a level 3, lots of raiders there, so I don't think 5 is going to be enough people to take in there, but we're going to go scouting and see if we can find one that's a little less intense. All right, so let's continue with our building, and I think we are going to have to take down this car, even though kind of liked having a car in the middle of all this mess. Let's get one more, and we'll get that last person, wherever they may be, assigned over to it. And then we're also going to, here you are, we're also going to take this time and go build ourselves a city planner's desk, so that I can craft myself a town meeting gavel for assignment, because while this isn't bad to do for 5 people, once we have 15, 20 people running around trying to find the unassigned ones, it's going to be a pain in my butt. And I also really want the Architect's T-square, so that I can randomize a little easier. Get those out of the way. Put you right in here.
Rats are making me feel sick in my stomach.
Where are these rats? Oh, there's some rats. Ha! Let's, oh, the decoration has begun. Okay. Let's take this. If I can workshop mode here. Move totem, that's what we want. Get you out of the way here. Put you right here. Happy to have some rads, although I don't have all the fancy perks yet. I gotta go, whoa! Is that correct? Uh-oh. Oh, this is a bug people have told me about with Workshop Plus. Am I in God mode maybe by accident? Let me check. I don't think I am. No, I'm not in God mode. Okay, I guess we're gonna clear out these rads. I think this is a weird issue with Workshop Plus that I haven't figured out exactly how to solve yet. With going in and out of flight mode, is that it causes some issues occasionally with. So let's see. Let's do rat away. Nope, that kills you. That's what the bug is. Okay. Wait. Oh, is it gonna do? Did my autosave just get shot like that? Oh, Jesus. Well, we might be doing a little rewind and fast forward action here. All right, let's see what happens here. I think I gotta redo all that building. Oh, that's such a pain. I've never been able to see that bug myself. People have told me about it for a long time. About there's something where something with the Workshop Plus switching races, the way that it does the flight, will occasionally just drop your health down to 1, and I've never witnessed it myself. So that's good. I love finding stuff. I love that when the stuff happens to me rather than you guys, because then I can fix it and it no longer makes you guys reporting stuff seem crazy. All right, so I will go ahead and rebuild this. All right, let's check out what Raybo's got for us. I saw he's got one thing missing from his list, but I think it actually came out just after he sent me the list this week, but I'm going to add to it. So we're going to have 3 things instead of just 2 today. So first up, Raybo tossed over to me the Vault Dwellers faction pack. I love seeing these faction packs because just especially the ones that tie in little elements of the game that you maybe wouldn't have thought of as being a fit for a faction pack. But I love the way that this is implemented. This is by Red Eye Ragnarok, and basically after you help Vault 81, you open them up as a potential faction lead, which I really love that idea. Anything integrating with the base game quests really feels right to me. Next up, this is the one Raybo didn't have on the list, but I'm sure would have been on his list soon. This one captured my imagination, and I started dreaming up a whole playthrough around it already, and that is the Feral Ghouls faction pack by Smog Monster 512, and I think it's the little trailer that they did for this that really got me thinking about how we can do a crazy, really dark playthrough of this. Would not be very YouTube friendly in the sense of it would be horrible for y'all to see what I'm doing, but God, it could be fun. So check out the Feral Ghoul faction pack by Smog Monster 512. Next up, we've got one that's not Sim Settlements related, but is settlement related, and that is I'm about to butcher the crap out of this. I am the least weeaboo person you will ever meet. This is Kamuro. I know it's Japanese, but I don't know how to pronounce this. Kamuro Neon. And this thing is beautiful. It adds a whole bunch of neon signs. It says they were taken from the Yakuza series. I never played through that, but I love neon in Fallout 4. I think it looks awesome, especially obviously at night. And it just always reminds me of the major cities. I think it's just flashbacks to things like Fallout New Vegas. This just captures me. So love seeing more of this stuff dropped into Fallout 4. And here's a big giant collection. And unless this is a translation error, and which very well could be, says they will add a lot of signboards. So I don't know if that means that this does add a lot of signboards, or if they're saying they're going to add even more in the future. But looking at the screenshots, it adds quite a bit. So lots to play with, lots more workshop stuff to spruce up your settlements, especially if you are anxiously awaiting some cyberpunk this year, as I am. So check out Kamuro, one of you guys will fix me, Kamuro Neon by Haifu. Okay, here we go. So I got all of the save rebuilt back to where we were, got the commercial, and at one point I decided to run out of the settlement and go till the place unloaded, because I remembered that there would be faction totems that would get automatically placed, and I wanted those to come so I could make sure they weren't intersecting with the plots. And during that time we got another recruit. So we do have 6 now, so I went ahead and made sure we have 3 commercial and 3 agricultural. So everyone's converted to a worker, and you can see we're now back to our base plus 50. So when you're doing your main base, you can effectively recruit infinite soldiers so long as you continue to assign alternating them between commercial and agricultural, and let them become warriors. It's only when, or I'm sorry, let them become workers. It's only when you start converting to workers and keep using the wrong terms, warriors and guards and patrols, to grow outside of your main base, where you're going to start running into your resources starting to fall. So I think one of the things people do that gets them in trouble when they're doing, whether it be Liberator or Conqueror, is they start expanding too quickly rather than building up in their main base. And again, one of the things, if you're ever curious how something is probably supposed to work, is a lot of my inspiration when I started designing the mechanics in Conqueror was the RTS genre. So I always loved the way that a lot of those games like StarCraft played, where you would start out with a main base, and then you would only really start taxing your resources when you were either under attack or when you started to expand or to try and make assaults, so that in that early game you can kind of build up your forces. And I wanted to have that feel in here too. So as soon as we go ahead and sleep, because we've got a bunch of beds, we're going to get another set of recruits, because our resources are at plus 50, and then we can opt to build more stuff. Now, when I say infinite, obviously I mean that in the sense of mechanically speaking, but there's the inherent limiter that will keep you from doing that, because the our games will start crashing. So the engine kind of creates its own limiter, so I didn't even need to do one. I feel most of you guys know your own machines by now. You know how much stuff you can handle. So on average, somebody, those of you on Xbox, you're probably going to stop at about 15 or 20 people. On PC, you can get away with a little more, especially if you're using the vanilla beds as opposed to residential plots. And you can build up however much you need. But obviously, the real fun in all the Conqueror stuff is expanding your territory. And so then this this little exercise here of taking advantage of the plus 50 resources will only work for a limited amount of time. So this is a great way to get things started. So I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Let's go ahead and get our other 5 soldiers, and we'll pick out who's going to be our first squad member. I might even take 2. I'm not sure how many I'm going to take because they do die very easily. So it's very likely whoever we take, one of them is going to die pretty quickly. But that's okay. We're going to keep, we'll keep getting more people, and hopefully we can get them all set up. But I think when we get this next 5, we're going to take some with us, and then we're going to set up some of the, we're going to set up at least one on a training yard so that some of the others can be leveling up. And then we're going to head out and start scouting so that we can figure out who we're going to take on as our first conversion target, or redemption, I believe is what Adam's Glory calls it. Let's see here. So let's see if we get our 5 as planned, or if all the resources are lying to me on the HUD. I'm pretty sure they're all working out correctly. It was just in a little bit of a flux while things were building. So we should start getting some new warriors popping up here, and I think the spawn point in RuinedWorld is right over here by this dumpster.
We are all Adam's children.
Yep, here they are, all magically appearing in front of us. So there we go. So 3, 4, one more should pop up to give us 5. There they are. There we go. So now we went from just the 5 initial recruits, using up all of our resources, to now we have 11, and we're still at neutral resources. So yeah, thanks, McCready. So yeah, so you can build up your army really quickly by just alternating between agricultural and commercial plots to start, until you feel like you've got a good enough baseline until you're ready to expand. And then obviously it's definitely less efficient to have agricultural in your main outpost, so you probably want to get rid of those. But this is just a good strategy in the early game to build up. So we're going to go ahead and find some people here who aren't working.
May Adam bless
I guess I
you
can.
with his glow.
All right, I like your armor. You look kind of raiderish. So you are joining our squad here. All right, personal guards. Yep, gain XP along with you. In fact, I should be able to. I could probably take just a boatload of guards, because I have 2 ranks.
The glow.
There we go. Oh, cool. I like the talk they have for that. So we have. Let's see here. I'm going to go to my, so we're at level 20, so that gives us +1 right there. So I think right now our squad could be 6 people deep, which is pretty awesome because we have 2 levels of inspirational. But like I said, I want to get some people training here, and the best way to do that is to set up a training yard, and then make sure that some people are left as warriors, because the training yard will train whoever's assigned to it and anybody who's left as a warrior. We could also probably, so another way that we can help with recruitment is you can still get recruitment off of the normal rules of the settlement, is we could do some things to buff up happiness, like actually build some defense, because like you can see up there, we've got 999 water, 999 defense. That actually means that those are in the negative, which you can see on the Sim Settlements HUD on the left. They are at -4 and -6 respectively. So I don't really want to get bogged down here. I'm already going to be dealing with numbers like that in Sunshine when we head back there. So I don't think I'm going to worry about it much in this right now. I might do it off camera. But right now I want to focus on just the soldier mechanics. So we're going to go ahead and get you assigned here.
Witness the glow.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I do want a martial block because I want a. I'm also going to get an armory set up as well. So, but we want recreational to do our training yard. So we'll go ahead and put this right here, and you are going to go there. So then that will give us. So we took one person as
Here, Adam. I am here.
We took one person with us. We're gonna have this person working here. So then the other 2 will remain unassigned, or actually I can still assign them to things, but I'm going to leave them, I'm going to re-tag them as a warrior class. So let's go ahead and build a couple more things for them. We'll go ahead and build an industrial, and we can actually let this solve some of our water problem. So let's get you right in here. So this is another little thing we can do. We can get you assigned here.
I will count the bodies of the heroes.
And in just a second, they're going to get converted to a worker, and then we can change them back to warrior. So what that'll mean is that they're going to net not generating any resources for us. They're basically going to be generating their own equipment that they're using up. Well, they'll net be a negative. The warriors end up being net -20, which is why I'm sorry, net negative 30. They're doing negative 10 wages, negative 10 to rations, negative 10 to equipment. But in this particular person, so I'm going to make them convert to a warrior. So now they are going to require equipment still, but they're generating it. So then instead of, so somebody who's working a plot as a warrior, if they're working a agricultural, a commercial, or an industrial, they're only taking down 20 resources instead of 30. So there still is a benefit to assigning to them to the plots, excuse me, in the early game when you're just trying to get everything built up. So let's do the same with the other person. We will get them assigned to one of those plot types, and I guess I will build. Let me think here. I guess I'll actually build another, because eventually I'm going to want to have a good number of the various benefit plots that we have in Conqueror that are all recreational or Marshall. So let's go with, we'll go with Marshall for the next one, because we could use some more defense anyway. So we'll piggyback on that. I'll go ahead and grab this over here. And I'm doing a terrible job of making this place look good. But I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now I'm just focused on these numbers because I want to teach these mechanics. All right, and then we'll grab our other unassigned person, which is probably piled up over here somewhere. There you are. You are going to go work this thing.
Glorious Adam.
And then once again, we are going to convert
You
you.
must suffer to truly feel
They should get
Adam's
changed to a
embrace.
guard, and we're going to go ahead and change you back to a warrior. So now our warriors are going to get trained by the training yard. Okay, yeah, we don't want this. We wanted an armory here.
The world
that
will
is
see
kind of
Adam's
funny.
glory again.
This actually seems mildly fitting. I could see the, yeah, with all the rads, I could see the Children of Adam making use of Mirelurks. But let's go with choose building plan here. Actually, I'm not super familiar with which Adam packs have added armories and whatnot, but let's see if, so I know we have, obviously we have the one in Conqueror. Let's see if any of these others have anything here. So yeah, Ultimate Defenses by Sir Locke has an armory available. Let's see here. We've got the Brotherhood armory. We're not going to use that one. And then let's see here. Okay, I think for here we're going to use the armory from Conqueror. That. And then let's see. Wait till that explodes. There it goes. I love water explosions in this game.
None will escape the great.
And then let's see. What is this one?
Only an hour can you be saved.
Plaque. What do we got here?
Even
Gaslight and
so,
conscience. That's odd.
only
I
made
thought that was a commercial. It might just be showing the plaque incorrectly.
In Adam's
All
fire.
right. Okay, and then for this one, we will go ahead and what other beneficial ones we have? I'm gonna just look at the Conqueror list just because it's easier because I know what they are. Okay, so we have 4 options. Battlefield Scavenger, we're not ready to start running attacks yet, and I don't mind picking up equipment myself yet. Field Hospital will help with survival rate, so we should probably get that right now. We could do Recruitment Center to buff up recruitment. But because we're doing our little trick right now in this early game to build up, I'm not worried about it yet. So let's go with the Field Hospital, because once we start attacking, this will give us excuse me, a greater chance some of our folks actually make it through these battles. So, and man, the rads here are real. I love the decorations this one adds, but man, they're gonna kill me. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna have to pop away. As much as I love having the benefit of my action points regenerating, I do not want to die again while running around my own settlement. Feels real bad, man. What do we get for food? I don't know much. I've been, yeah, we'll drink a bunch of Nuka-Cola, because that is what I have. That works for me. Okay, armory's building up. Oh, I need another rat away. And I gotta always remember. There we go. It is getting real dark. I should probably shift it to daylight here for you guys so you can actually see what the heck I'm doing. And let's see. Oh, what am I doing? Set game hour to 9 a.m. There we go. Now you guys can kind of see. You know, it's all tinted blue. It's funny, with all of the mods I have installed, the art here, the art added by them, the different weather effects and the lighting and all the trees and everything, Makes it pretty hard to see no matter what I do with the daytime. Okay, and then this one we wanted to do a training yard. I completely forgot about this guy. And we let it almost build a mess hall here. So let's go to shooting range. This one should count as a training yard. Yeah, here we go. We'll let this build up. And then that's going to get our three... Oh, looks like we only have 2 warriors now, which means one of my guys converted back to the guard. Here we go. So change role. And we'll make you a warrior.
I will finally feel his glow.
Screen yourself from their false glow.
All the screaming and
The
shouting.
world will be shown Adam's glory.
Okay, so we've got... What is this one? This isn't what I chose. What do we got here? Give me my correct building plan. We wanted a field hospital. Terrible spot for a field hospital. But one of the things is we can, since I am doing some manual building, is we can always go build proper stuff up on it. What is this thing? I don't know what it is, but I'm not liking it here. Let's see here. Some sort of crazy chem lab. Let's look and see what this is. I gotta put the old T-square away for a second here. Make this easier. Herbal drug factory. It actually doesn't feel that out of character. I just that iron gate. It's not working for me. All right, let's go ahead and wait. This is our. Well, we'll grab one of the random water generating ones so we can try and have a chance at some happiness. I think Oh No's got a good one here. Let's see. Lower water station. Here we go. There we go. That's definitely our shooting range, so that'll get our training yard. And we've got our 3 warriors. We still have a guard, so I can still convert one other person. Because I really don't care about them being guards, because we can't lose our main base, and our control score is gonna pretty much always be fine in an outpost. It's pretty hard to get your control score to get screwed up there.
Adam bless you.
There we go.
His glow.
I will finally feel his glow.
Okay, there we go. So that the HUD should update in a second. There we go. So now we're gonna have 4. We got 4 warriors who are all gonna be in training. We've got our 1 we're taking with us. So that'll give us our 5 warriors if our person can survive. And hopefully these folks that are staying here, by the time we're ready, done scouting, they'll have ranked up from training. I don't know how long we're going to take to scout. Basically, I'm just going to be wandering around finding all the settlements until I find one that looks like it's not level 3, because those are real rough to take on with a bunch of newbie soldiers. And it still looks like somebody's role did not update on my... Maybe it might just be on the HUD, because you can see on the right side of the HUD, it does show we have the 4 warriors. So I think it's just the left side of the HUD hasn't updated yet, and that's okay. All right, so this is how I recommend you guys get started. When you're starting up with a new faction, first start converting people over to workers, build yourself some commercial and agricultural, and then you can immediately recruit, another 5 or 6 soldiers, and then start playing around with some of the other stuff. And you obviously got to pick your balance. So obviously anybody who's working, one of these fancy plots like the training plot, you're obviously not going to have them generating additional resources. So however, whatever your number is that you want to get to, everybody should just be alternating between commercial and agricultural and converted to workers. And then eventually, once you've got enough where you feel that you can add some bonuses by building some of these plots, you can do so. And you can even have them operate those plots and convert them to warriors, and it's totally okay. The real benefit to leaving them as guards is going to be in some of your vassals. That's where it's going to be, in your smaller outposts. Or if you're playing Liberator, where you're going to have a lot of civilians, then the guards also become important, because you're going to end up needing a higher control score to take care of that. So in your main base, usually you can get away with converting a ton of people over to warrior and still playing it just fine. So I think that's a good starting point. So we're gonna go scout some settlements now. Whoop, before we go out scouting, I gotta point this out. If you guys haven't played around with the Adam's Glory faction pack yet, they did something really awesome, and something I was hoping to see more faction packs do, but I understand why they don't, because it's a bunch of additional work. But they've actually created skins for a lot of the Conqueror and some settlements building plans that they can guarantee that everybody has. So like our armory, they've got a nice Children of Adam skin on there. You can see there's some little touches for the training yard, even the field hospital over here. They've got the the Adam flag, and then even the basic farm. So like our mud farm. Now I will, before you see this, one of the parts they didn't do is the texture on the ground. I don't think. I'm pretty sure that comes from Borealis. It replaces the default texture, but they did add the barrels over there in the corner. So a lot of the Sim Settlements base buildings are have alternate skins to make it all COA themed. So that plus all the decorations. I mean, this place just feels Children of Adam almost everywhere you look, which is pretty freaking awesome. Now, another thing I realized we forgot to do is power everything up, but that's not particularly important right now because plots will continue to operate without power, except for our water plot. We'll have to get that fixed, but in the until we get to the until they start getting until we're ready for them to, good lord, until we're ready for them to get to level 2, they don't actually need to be powered most of the time. So I'll come back and wire all that up a little later when we're ready to start running attacks and whatnot. All right, I have no idea if this is a settlement or what I just don't know what this is over here. It's funny because there's so many areas. Actually, I'm starting to remember what this is. I think I know what this is now. There's so many areas because of this overhaul to the world that I'm just not sure where I am on the map anymore unless I bring up the map, which is really awesome. And it's actually why I installed all of these mods. And I'm happy to deal with any of the FPS drops. But yeah, I think this is the place where there's that sentry bot in the yard. Yep, robotic disposal ground. Didn't recognize it at all, so I just started chasing a random map marker thinking like maybe this is one of those settlements that I added in, because some of the settlements that we added in should be pre-seeded. I'm not positive if that actually worked with them, because I know there was a bug a couple of patches ago we fixed that dealt with some of that issue. Oh, who are you? You're not hostile. Hello, Sam.
Huh?
Okay, well, you're not hostile. I don't know who you are or why you're not talking, but
Bingo.
I'm not going to be the complete murder bot today. Let's see. So that's your note, and you're just standing there. I wonder if he's supposed to be dead. I feel like in the in my other character when I came here, he was dead. Oh well, you can live for now. Okay, let's see here. I don't think we're gonna mess with this bot. That's not what we came for. We're out scouting. I love the fact that what do you call them? The Children of Adam are all voiced with all sorts of things. Just randomly making comments whenever we're in combat, which feels pretty awesome. And let's see here. Okay, so I think 10 Pines is just general direction. Let's keep going. Hunt everything. Need that XP for our neophyte.
Analysis yellow. Potential.
So since I lost the Atom Smasher or whatever the heck that thing is called due to our little bug out, I went ahead and hooked up Hal with our
Lock lost. Neutralization by lethal force remains primary objective.
What are you talking about, Hal? I hooked him up with a minigun, so that seemed appropriate as well. Though I cannot wait to get back some of my equipment. All right, where is everyone? McCready, you wait. Is there a fusion core in this thing? Do I have one? Yeah, I got one. All right, McCready, you're gonna bring this home for us.
Another soul given to Adam.
Yes, another soul for Adam in the form of a doe. Here,
Need something?
enter that power armor. Bring that home for us. Thank you.
What?
Looking like a boss. All right, let's keep moving. Map. This way. I feel like 10 Pines is going to be a nice, easy target. It's not too far. We could always take, and we might do it just for the sake of, you know, getting our troops in a little practice run. It's just attack Sanctuary and take it, even though it's ours already. Okay, I think that little farm marker is 10 Pines. Oh, they're doe. Man, it's hard shooting things in the fog. It's hard being a sniper with this mod load rotor. Like having this fog everywhere. It looks cool. Makes for a bad sneaking rifle character playthrough. But I'm actually slowly converting this into just a charisma playthrough. I've just got a little death squad. And if I ever get... Oh, whoa, I got right up close to you. If I ever get the Beastmaster going, which I should go do that. I should make that a priority. I will one of these episodes. I was always just really hoping it was going to be out in the wild with Beastmaster. I was really disappointed to figure out that you have to do it through the Wasteland Workshop thing. That's very unfortunate. Uh-oh. I hear a lot of fighting.
I'm feeling eyes on my back.
The heretic now understands the divinity of the glow.
I guess I could have left that dog we made friends with in our little death squad, but too late. The area west of outpost ammonia. Okay, so I did go touch the raid board. I forgot to record this. Touch the raid board to grab the scout perk. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this, but it looks awesome. I don't know what design this is. Here we go. Scouted a settlement nearby. Yeah, civilians. It's run by the Atom Cats? That's a... I didn't even know I had a faction with the Atom Cats. Well, they all seem friendly, so I guess we can go poke our heads in. Oh, this looks awesome. What is this? Uh-oh. Sure, somebody shouted on Brotherhood. None of these are hostile. Who are you guys fighting? Please don't tell me it's us. Don't think we can handle a Brotherhood group.
Die, godless freaks! Die!
Lock and load.
Take this!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Skirmisher. Who are you? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, God, they're all angry at us now. Yeah, retreat. We're not ready for this, guys. We're not ready for this. This was a scouting mission. Let's see if they actually follow me or if they all decide to engage. Especially that neophyte. Oh, you know what I need to build? I need those squad commander tools. Oh, poor neophyte. You are... Okay, McCready's coming at least. Come on. Let's go. Retreat, guys. Yeah, oh, somebody's dying up there. Sorry, dog meat. Alright, I'm coming. Who's on fire? McCready? Where is everybody? Whoa. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This thing. Thank you. Oh no, she died. Oh, we knew that was gonna happen. And that's what I get for poking my head into a town that was clearly... We're just lucky the turrets and stuff haven't turned on us yet.
Gotta be.
Okay, well, she didn't have any great equipment, so I think we found a potential first target, but this place looks pretty rough. Hal, you're gonna make it. I wish I knew where dog meat was. I feel real bad abandoning dog meat. Oh God. I hear you, buddy. Also, somebody doesn't have a name. That's kind of weird. Oh God. What is happening? They're healing. They have no name. They're shooting electrical bolts. Not loving that. No.
Area sweep now.
Fire at will.
Contact lost.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Long live the brother.
They're like fake Brotherhood soldiers. Whoa, that was a direct hit. Oh, Jesus. Scouting mission fail. Well, I deserved that. Endorsement time. Man, it's getting to the point where I've endorsed so many things and haven't seen any new things for a while. I should just can this recording and repeat it, but I'm going to keep doing it new and fresh. If you guys are going to listen to me spout this stuff off every week, I should at least take the time to record something slightly different. And this week, again, I haven't run into any of these mods yet, so I can't endorse them in good faith quite yet, though I'm sure I'll get to them eventually. But this is your weekly reminder to go and endorse those mods, especially if you're a Vortex user. There's no excuse. It's so damn easy. Just go to mods over here, pull down the undecided under endorse, and just run down here hitting that thumbs up on any of these that you love. And if you really, really love a mod, you want to encourage that mod author, right-click it, go to Open on Nexus Mods, and go leave a comment on there and let them know what you love about what they're doing. I'm telling you, that is all that's required to take a fresh mod author and inspire them to keep making more and more content. Just send them some love. That's all it takes. Well, the nice thing about rewinding time there is we get our troop back, so that's good. Well, let's see if we can. There we go. Scout it without engaging. So place is a little more hardcore than I expected, and whatever faction pack that is, those troops are pretty intense. They got some crazy stuff going on. It sounds like they're fighting aliens right now. And I don't know if they're actually fighting aliens, which I guess could be the case, or if they've just got a pretty insane collection of weaponry, because they did have some pretty wild stuff going on with them. There was big old lightning piles flying everywhere. I'm sure somebody was stealthing on me. There were some laser muskets involved. Who knows what's going on there, but we are not touching those right now. So let's keep heading out and see what else we can scout. I guess we'll go, I think, just a little bit this way is outpost ammonia, so we'll go check that one out and see how it is. But I think we are going to, I think you've seen enough settlement building out of me in this session, so I think we're going to skip on Sunshine today. So for any of you guys who had more stuff you want to send me, you've got yet another week. I hate to keep pushing that back, but just due to the amount of time that I had to spend in the last, I don't know, 10 days working on bug fixing, it has severely eaten into my playtime. Alright, where do we need to go for outpost? It's real close to 10 pines, I know that much. Ugh. Kill it with fire.
Analysis green. Security operation successful. Resuming normal operation.
That rock looked like a body to me for some reason. God, this greenery overhaul, so good. So good. I mean, it's like 5 greenery worlds, but the combination just makes us a totally different game. Okay, there's the map marker for Simonia, so we're getting close. Uh-oh. Please don't crash. Don't make me regret complimenting you, mods. Oh, we got close enough to scout it. Well, now I want to... Okay, what if we... Alright, where's everybody? Hal, I know I can't make you stop. But where's everybody else? Yeah, I really need to get the squad command thing so that I can just issue a... Okay, you stay there. Stay. Where is McCready? Well, at least he doesn't have permadeath, so I just gotta remember where you are. Oh, did I just not give the command correct? Oh no. Wait, where are you? Dogmeat, you're there. Okay, you're there. You're just wow. You are blended in real well. Okay, let's see if we can figure out who is operating this place without getting spotted. You're not gonna let me jump up there? Come on. Hal, you are not a good companion for my scouting missions. I have such a good build for this. You're ruining everything. Alright, who do we got in here? You know, I'm appreciating not getting attacked by the turrets. But that is not how I chose my startup options. So clearly there was a bug. What is that? I have never seen that plot design before. That's pretty wild. Anybody home? This place feels abandoned. Oh. Well, I can see who it's run by. Very cool flag. This is the RuinedWorld faction. Oh, got a little funky building going on over there. Is nobody around? Oh, there they are. Scab Tech. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Not looking to get spotted. Okay. Yeah, this place has got a lot of turrets. Okay, well, we've got 2 potential targets. I think 10 Pines. I don't know. These both look nasty. Getting into these level 3 settlements is rough with these newbie squads. But I might have to keep scouting off camera for a little bit. Give my folks some time to level up. Oh, we almost forgot to tell our neophyte to stand up again. If I can. You are over here. Follow. Come on. Let's check how much XP she's gotten from just me randomly killing mongrels and rad stags. Let's see. 6%. Okay, it's not bad. And you're not even having to join in the fights because we got... oh, in my rollback, I lost that power armor that I went and grabbed. Sorry, McCready. That's okay. We didn't really need that. But, yeah, I think I'm going to keep scouting off camera. I think you guys can see what I'm going for here. Trying to figure out what I'm up against so I can try and find a settlement that's not so hardcore for our first target. So we can kind of cut our teeth on this and see what the children of Adam from Adam's Glory are made of. But hopefully you guys found some of the building process there of how you get your army started useful, and you can get on your way with your favorite faction, because we have got just so many faction packs to choose from now, and I know there's quite a few in development still, so very excited to see those. But guys, stay tuned for the patch tomorrow. Should have some really good bug fixes and a new little mod coming out that will hopefully help some of you guys dodge the issue I had last week with that horrendous save file destruction. But all right, let's end it here.